has it been? Been quite a while, hasn't it, you know? I mean, honestly, I'm not really sure if I'll even upload this, but there ain't really much of a reason as to why I've been inactive. Kind of just, either it's been a lack of motivation, been lazy or something. I'm not really sure, but thought I'd at least come on here and for the maybe one person to view it. Then again, they'll probably click off in like 3 seconds, but you know, not that that really matters. Some people might watch it longer. I doubt it, but you know, it's just I'm not gonna call it a never-ending cycle, because it isn't. Okay, the more I try, the better I upload, the better schedule I get, the more views I'm gonna get, and eventually the more popularity I'll have. Okay, it's really not that difficult of a thing to follow, is it? No, it isn't. So why don't I just do it? Well, I don't know. You know? Just don't want to, I guess. I'm not really sure what I should say here, especially on that topic, but doesn't really matter. I just been living life. School started back up. That could be a contributing factor, but I quit my job, so not really a contributing factor. So there's that. Then there's just the wants of not having to do necessarily anything that I don't have to do, you know? Just like not wanting to have anything extra to do. But here I am, since I feel some need to work, but I mean, I could go to a gym. I mean, Planet Fitness isn't far from where I live. Then again, it is Planet Fitness, and they might kick me out for being too strong. Nah, they wouldn't. I guarantee you there's stronger people that are working at Planet Fitness. Well, maybe not working, but definitely going over to that place. Yeah, there definitely is. But it doesn't really matter. Getting into the gym would be healthy anyways, so why not, you know? I don't know. I really don't. It's just such a weird cycle I got going, you know? Just like I constantly get a motivation to do something, and then I don't do it. You know, it's weird. It's so weird. So odd. And it's honestly, it might get a little infuriating eventually, because I just end up never doing anything. But, you know, what can you expect? That's just how some people's lives are. Some people just graduate high school and then get employed at an office. They work a 9 to 5. They live a regular life, you know? Ain't nothing wrong with that. It's just some of us don't want to live that regular life. I'm kind of like that. But at the same time, I'd rather live that regular life than knowing I'd have money rather than living a irregular life without, you know, that guarantee of always having money, you know? It's just, and that's probably the biggest, like, whoa, you know? It's just such a weird idea to think about, that despite everything, there's still people who are willing to risk all of their money to potentially make a lot more than by not taking that risk. And while sure, in some aspects that'd be not gonna say noble, because I know that's definitely not the right word for it, but it's definitely a risk. Okay, people take risks. Some do it willingly, some don't. So there's that. And It's just how life is, you know? Not all the time it's going to be nice. Most of the time it isn't nice, but for the most part, we get through it. And yeah. Guess I'm just in the mood to talk. Haven't really talked with any of my friends outside of school recently. Probably because the only one I really did talk to outside of school and wasn't from a place that I work and wasn't from a job, my old job now. They're in college now, so you know, they got about 4 hours in total, and they spend those 4 hours whenever I'm asleep, so it's unfortunate. Or sometimes we get to talk, and it's nice. Not often, though. But there ain't nothing wrong with that. And honestly, sometimes it's okay to have friendships like that. Because at the end of the day, you know that eventually you will have plenty of time to spend to talk with that person. You know? It's like that sort of reassurance that everybody needs in a friendship like that. As both people understand the situation, and they both understand it ain't going to be easy to keep that friendship lasting. Because, well, y'all barely communicate, you know? So there's not a lot of communication, and you're not really sure whenever the other's available to do anything. And so that situation kind of just kind of boils down. Well, simmers, but let me stop myself. And then eventually, you guys forget about each other. And that friendship is over with. And neither you even realize it until somebody brings it up. You know? It's quite sad. But that's just how some things are in life. Life itself ain't mostly happy. Mostly not. I mean, look at Mongolia. It's the 18th largest country by size, yet it only has 3.3 million people in the country. And of those 3.3, roughly 48 to, I'm going to say 50%, yeah. Like roughly half of the people that live in Mongolia live in the capital city. And if you know anything about, you know, population density, you realize that half your population living in one city is large. That's like saying there's 100 people that go to your school and there's 2 classrooms. You know, it's something like that. It's crazy. It's crazy, honestly crazy. So, you know, there's places like that. And not to mention with Mongolia how cold it gets and then how hot it gets, okay? Because it's landlocked. Like, there's no water in that area, basically. Apart from rain, from mountains. Not from mountains. Mountains block some of that rain. But apart from rain near other countries, it's basically a desert. So, you know, not only is it difficult to survive there, it's also just straight up harsh. It's painful. It's unfair. It's unfair and unfun to even try and live there. So, you know, that's neat. Just having a civilization in a place that is so barren, yet somehow you can still hold a civilization there. It's crazy. But honestly, I just think that despite all that, people still try and live there, and yet somehow they're successful. Pretty sure they even have a military, which would kind of make sense if any place, like say China, tried to invade them. Not saying China would, but I'm just saying, example, because they're similar and they're regionally close. I believe so. I'm not sure. I might be off on that. I believe so, though. Gobi Desert, something like that. Yeah, Gobi Desert. Yeah, I'm pretty positive they're close in a regional area. So if I'm wrong on that, then oh well. I'm not a geographer. So bite me. Don't. Guess I just really needed to talk, huh? But you know, while I'm still recording, I might as well just mention that classes I got this year ain't horrible. I mean, yeah, they're classes, but you know, I mean, what else are you supposed to do in school? Sit there and do nothing for 3 hours straight, and then go to lunch for 20 minutes, eating some food that can, you know, potentially get you sick, which actually happened at my school. This year, the school's trying to have a newer menu, which, I mean, the old menu wasn't terrible. Sure, it wasn't good, but at least I'd actually eat some of the things on there. This year, I've been mainly eating peanut butter and jellies, which I'm 90% sure are prepackaged. So, okay, yeah, I'm pretty sure half the decent things there are prepackaged, and whatever they're cooking in the house is, well, clearly some of it isn't up to you know, basic food standards, because like a couple weeks ago, I think 2 or 3 weeks ago, they had these pork slider, like pulled pork slider things, and kids got sick from it. So yeah, one of my friends got sick from it. So yeah, definitely not a good look on the school there. You know, kids getting sick from whatever they're cooking up. So definitely not good. So, you know, like, here, let me list off some of the things they got. They got this creamy chicken enchilada soup, which I'm always gonna knock something until I'm not gonna knock something until I try it, and I wish I never tried it, because it did not taste cheesy whatsoever. It tastes like you had cheese in the kitchen nearby, but that's it. Like the smell it gave off, yeah, that's about as much flavor as the cheese. Not that there was any actual cheese in there. And then the enchilada part, I don't know. But there was barely any chicken. I couldn't even tell if there was chicken in it. And if there was, it was probably a medium rare chicken. Oh, God. But, you know, from what I remember, there were some vegetables. It was a soup. I mean, I wouldn't call it soup. It was more like tortilla flavored water, because it kind of just tasted like flat. It just tasted like a corn tortilla on its own. Like, it just kind of tasted like flour that was no longer raw, but probably not fully, but probably not like cooked either. Like that half-baked flour. If that makes any sense at all, it probably doesn't, but I don't care. This is my channel, and I decide what I post and whenever I post. So, take that, I guess. Trying to think. Oh yeah, allergies are still kicking me in the dick. So, oh hey, that's my first swear word of this video. Interesting. But yeah, they're still kicking me down while I'm already down, which is great, you know, just great. Especially since it's getting colder. You think, oh, I'd finally get my sinuses cleared up. No. It's still blockading it. Still blockading my sinuses from not being drained, and you know, yeah, let's just make it more difficult for us to breathe. One of the, like, what, 4 or 5 primary functions we need to survive? breathing, beating heart, calorie usage, and consumption. So, yeah, I'm gonna call those the basic 5 functions to live. Oh yeah, and excreting that waste, because you can't just contain that waste forever, because it's waste. It's nasty and bad, and you'll die if you don't get rid of the waste. So yeah, definitely need to have that on there as well. So boom. So yeah, but other than whatever tangent I was on, school's food is not that great this year. Some things they did keep, like our spaghetti, which I'm not gonna say it's good, but it's like what you could expect from an off-brand Chef Boyardee. Okay, like it's fine. It doesn't taste great, but you can eat it, and there's only a slight chance you'll get food poisoning. So, yeah, that's the best part about it. The slight chance to be food poisoned. Well, actually, not from the spaghetti. No, I don't think anybody's gotten food poisoning from the spaghetti. And if they have, nobody, made it public enough. So that's probably another thing. Man. Ugh. But there's some spaghetti, which I might as well just say what's in it. You got some, barely cooked, barely properly cooked. Like, they're on the cusp of being crunchy. Okay? It is on the cusp of being crunchy. That is how cooked the spaghetti noodles are. But they are not crunchy, which gotta give the school props. So, yeah. And then you've got some tomato sauce, which is probably just like tomato puree, probably. Nothing wrong with it, I'm just saying it's probably that. But then you take that, and then you add ground beef, which I gotta say their ground beef at the school is probably less questionable than wait, probably not. Not probably. It definitely is less questionable than Taco? Yeah, definitely less questionable than Taco Bell's, but should not be trusting Taco Bell meat anyways. So yeah, don't do yourself a favor. Don't trust Taco Bell meat. Just don't eat Taco Bell. How about that? How hard is it to not eat Taco Bell? Unless you're dirt poor, in which case eat Taco Bell. Because I guarantee you, it'll keep you alive longer than not eating. But if you really need food, just groceries do get very expensive. So if you can't afford groceries, but you can afford to eat out, eat out as in eating fast food, then do that by all means. What keeps you alive enough to make more money keeps you alive enough to make more money. Nobody can judge you if you can't even buy proper food, you're putting in 10, 12 hours a day just to maintain a house. Who's gonna try and judge you for eating Taco Bell, even though that's potentially the only thing you can afford, Because then people are going to feel bad for themselves. Well, not for themselves. Feel bad because they assumed you just really enjoy Taco Bell and you don't care about your health. Which I'm not saying if you're poor you don't care about your health. I'm just saying if you're poor you kind of can't afford to really care about your health as much. Because, that costs money. I mean, why do you think poorer countries have a higher disease rate and such, It kind of goes hand in hand. More money equals more health. Or not more health, better health. So, yeah, something like that, And really, I don't know how this is all gonna circulate back to school's food is not that great, but it's gonna go back somehow, some way. Just trust me. Just trust me on it. Either I'm gonna eventually find a way to segue into it, or I'm just gonna go back and say, so anyways, school food is not healthy. I should probably just do that. Well, I'm already talking about school food, so I could just blend in, you know? But anyways, with that spaghetti, it also comes with a brownie, which is 90% chance it's prepackaged. So I wouldn't be surprised if it was, because it's actually a decent brownie. So, yeah. But do not trust the school if they make brownies on their own. Like, there are some things in this school you shouldn't trust already. Mostly the food products. Because, you know, I'll mention again, some kids last week or 2 or 3 weeks, like a couple weeks ago, they ate the pulled pork sliders the school offered, which is one of the newer items. So it's probably why kids got food poisoning, because they weren't used to the new garbage. But, you know, yeah. And let's see, what else? We got the enchilada soup, the pulled pork sliders, which I've never gotten, and I never will. Okay, I thought about it, then I realized I don't really like pulled pork. And then kids at my school got sick from eating them. So, you know, now it's just like, well, I don't want to get food poisoning, so I'm going to just, oh, hey, is that a peanut butter and jelly sandwich? That's basically the thought process. So, don't expect to be seeing me eating pulled pork sliders in the school cafeteria anytime soon, because I guarantee you it is not happening. I'm pretty sure there was another new meal. I can't think. Oh, yeah. Oh, technically it's 2, but they serve them on the exact same day, so I'm going to count it as 1. But I will go into the topic of both. So they've added new tacos. Well, like actual tacos, instead of our walking tacos, which we used to have on Tuesdays every other week, which we still have them. So instead of soft beef tacos and crispy chicken tacos, which, by the way, I'm gonna say it, the beef tacos, they look cheaper than Taco Bell. And Taco Bell already gets like 90% discounts off the half refrigerated, half frozen, half thawed, and like 3-week-old meat that they use. That rehydrated meat, whatever they use in that Taco Bell, basically, it's cheaper than that. It looks like it, and it probably tastes like it too. But, oof, man, it did not look pretty, and it was basically a tortilla, a soft tortilla. On the topic of tortillas, my mom said that a hard taco uses a shell, and I'm like, Mom, how do you think they made hard tacos? She didn't answer that, but I was like, so you got soft tortillas and hard tortillas? No, you've got shells. If it weren't for the fact she didn't even pass high school, I would genuinely call her stupid. But she makes about $11 more than I used to. Well, actually, no, 12 more than I used to. So in one night, she'd be pulling in about half my checks. So, yeah, not including the overtime she got. So, like, what, roughly 30 something an hour for a couple hours. So, I don't know why she's complaining. I mean, dude, You're working to make money. Why are you complaining about your job? You're not supposed to enjoy your job. You're working there specifically to make money. And if you work night shift, guess what? You're going to be making a lot more money. Okay? Like if I really wanted, I could go work at Costco, which I really dislike shopping at Costco. Okay? I really dislike shopping at Costco. Sure, I don't spend any of my money because one, I am broke, and two, I am broke. And, well, I guess three, I don't have an actual way to get there yet. I still don't have my permit, and I definitely don't have a car. I mean, parents both offered me and then turned me down on me actually accepting the offer to effectively rent my dad's Jeep for $300 a month, which at the time it didn't seem like a bad deal. Okay, like I would basically pay his car payment on it, which was like roughly $300 a month, and then I got to drive it whenever, as long as I also paid for gas and such, you know. So basically, I would have gotten to have a 2016 Jeep for $300 a month as my first car. Which, let me tell you, having a car that is about 10 years old is not a bad deal as your first car. Okay, I am stupid. It is not 2026. It is not even close. Well, it's 3 years off. So, roughly 7 years old. Yeah, well, let's say 7 years old so I sound less stupid. Because that's probably right. So, 3, 4, yeah, 7 years old. So, 7-year-old car as your first car. And you're a middle class family, that isn't bad at all. That's that's actually great. And you know, I thought about the offer. I mean, sure, at the time I didn't have my permit, but I definitely would have started working harder on getting my permit if I knew, hey, that car I actually got to drive twice, I could actually just straight up drive it for $300 a month. And that would probably keep me working more hours and probably still keep me working at my job. So, and plus that would open a lot more job opportunities for me. So, you know, parents kind of skimped me out on that because I don't remember the exact reason they had said, but it was something about a drivetrain, or, well, not a drivetrain, God no. I don't think so. No. I don't remember exactly, but sometimes, like, I'm trying to remember what they said exactly. It was something about, sometimes the car will just die after so many miles driven, which, considering that man used it to go across the country multiple times, I don't really see that happening. So either that was a genuine problem and he just didn't want me to have to experience that. Say like I'm on like a main road in the city and all of a sudden I'm slowing down. It was like, oh shit, there's my second cuss word. But like I'm just possibly freaking out. It's like, okay, this car is dying. I'm going 60. What do I do? But you know, I'm smarter than they think. I'm more logical than that. So I wouldn't really freak out. I would kind of just try my best to pull off to the side and explain that, hey, my car is dying. It's on life support right now. Please don't get mad at me. I'm just trying to pull off so I don't cause a crash and potentially kill somebody. But, you know, sometimes people ain't willing to listen or, you know, see. This is how a lot of accidents happen. People aren't paying attention. And honestly, if it's very clearly your fault for an accident, God, it's clearly your fault for an accident, just admit it. Like, obviously, you want to fight it out in court, but just be a bigger person. I can't even. Obviously, you want to fight it out in court, which is why you should not admit it. I was being stupid for a sec. I am so sorry. I had to stop myself. Man. But, I don't really know what else to talk about. I just really needed to talk, you know? And even though the creator of the background music I'm using doesn't care, I'm still gonna, you know, make it verbal that I'm using DM Dokuro's music. You know, DM Dokuro, he was hired for the Calamity mod team, which Calamity mod is a Terraria mod. It's a great mod. You should go play it. It's amazing. And the music is the reason why I even first checked it out. And then the reason why I stayed is because the music was so great. And I learned, because, like, I'm going to say a year or two ago, I got into the idea of, hey, I could, like, possibly strike it good on YouTube. You know, get, like, a smooth... Like, I could actually make some still little money, like $30 a month off of it. Which, for basically just doing what I am now, which is playing games and talking into a microphone on my day off, that doesn't even sound like a bad side hustle, you know? Plus, I entertain people. I mean, I doubt anybody is going to watch this far. I'm pretty sure I've been recording for about 2.5 hours now. Let's see. Jesus Christ, it is 7 o'clock at tomorrow morning, Saturday, September 3rd. I think that's right, actually. Hold on. It's not Saturday, September 3rd. I'm just guessing ahead. And, oh, hey, I would actually be right. Oh, no, it would be Sunday, September 3rd. See, I was close, guys. But, yeah, I'm gonna wrap this up. I'm getting tired of talking. It's probably another reason why I feel so lonely recently. That and I quit my fucking job. Yeah.